Hi,
My name is Peter Olayioye, and here is my beautiful wife.
my name is Bukola Olayioye, and we are so happy to be on the Deb and Vic channel. Okay, so how did we meet? We had met on campus, but randomly as just a brother, not on any level close. But I would say the first close encounter was when we had an hangout for one of our colleagues who was traveling out. I mean, we graduated together, and one of us was traveling out, and we decided to have an hangout. He held in my house. So that was my first close contact, and my impression that day was, wow, who is this spirit-filled brother? Because it took a part of the program, and it took I think Bible study, exhortation, yeah. And I mean that day it left an indelible mark on my heart. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to GPF 2017. Yeah, as she mentioned, we met in school, and the impression of her when we were in school was just sister, a godly sister that is well cultured. We greet, I, like nothing more. Then fast forward to that was 2021. Was it 2021.
Yeah.
So we had a Sanford program for one of us that we graduated together, and so like she said, that was the day where we have a close contact. That I saw her, of course, there was nothing as at that time. So that was it.
Like I mentioned earlier, when we met in 2021 at that hangout, it left a mark on my heart, but I mean, it was just short-term. After that time, that was the end of it because we didn't have a very close relationship. But in 2022, it became a close friend because we now started attending the same district, and at that point, we became friends. Yeah, I would say we became friends. Then fast forward to some time around May, June, I had the leading to pray about him, spoke to my mom about it, took time to pray about him, and I would say that was the beginning of the falling in love.
Yeah. Thank God we are here now. Yeah. Falling in love with Bukola. Actually, we were friends before we I had the leading that, oh, this is my wife. Maybe I should just start from there. It came to me as a desire. Yeah. So, and maybe because of my kind of person and the mindset I have, um, I believe before I can fall in love, like deeply, God must be involved. So, but as a friend, like what I noticed about our friendship is we value each other. So that really caught me, like that really gets to me. Like she values me, she values the friendship, and our friendship was like that connection was sporadic. Even while my mind was not with her as regarding marriage, but the friendship, like we talk, we connect so deeply. So by the time that was around June, so as at that time I just thought about it that, see, what are you looking for? What else are you looking for? That thought just came, and that's how it started. And as at that time, I told you we were a friend. Of course, we defined the friendship, and there's no nothing attached. As at the time it switched, I had to communicate that, see, I'm seeing you in a different light now. And so that's how the journey started. Yeah. Proposal. Like I said, okay, the main proposal, or before the proposal, I'd, of course, because the reason why I did that is, yeah, we are friends, we defined the relationship. And by the time I begin to see that, oh, this is what I have in mind, though, it would be wrong of me not to communicate, because for me, it would be like I'm deceiving her. What word will I use? So that's why I had to come clear to her at that time. That was June. That see, this is what I have in mind. And so fast forward to October 13th. That was her birthday. She had told me she wanted a worship session, and actually she did not really know how to go about it. She was thinking, okay, where we should use that day is a work day, and it was on a Thursday, yeah. So I was just like, hmm, let me take this up and do my proposal. So I had to plan with some of our friends, and even before I told one of our friends, that's the main person who was in charge, because we used our apartment. God has revealed to her, like God has gone before me, that something like that will be happening. So by the time I was telling her, I think she shared the dream with my wife. Like, this is what I saw. We're in a place, so, and Peter just came. We saw so many people, so many of his friends around, and we were just laughing and all. And I came proposing. So because I had it in mind to tell her that this is what I want to do, but it's going to be coded. By the time I was telling her about it, so it was so smooth. So, and I'm happy that the plan really worked out, because I had to delete messages, like not picking their call whenever we are together. Anytime we are together, then I was like, see, I'm with Booking now, no calls, nothing. So it was that coded, and it happened that day. That in fact that day we even went out together. We went to the beach. That was the island, and in the evening we were coming back. So we had said bye bye. I was going to Mushin. That was where I was staying. Then she to her place. So she never knew that I was planning a coup. So I think maybe she will continue with the
Okay, so
story.
yeah, so that's how it went. He proposed on my birthday. For me, I was, I don't know the word, maybe flabbergasted is the one because I didn't see it coming. We had parted ways, but by around 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, around 4, we had parted ways, gone home, just at home. But earlier, my friend Hope had told me, oh, let's have a girls' hangout because this is likely your last birthday as a single lady. So let's come together. So the plan was to come over to her house. And he had come earlier in the morning to give me gifts, bought me a new dress or made me a new dress. So I love that dress. I'm like, let me wear my new dress and go and show off to my friends that I got a new dress. Unknown to me, they planted another friend in my house, Rhoda, to ensure that that is the dress I will wear. But me, because I was even excited, I made the work easy. So I just wore the dress and I showed up. My mentor too was involved. Like, nobody gave me a clue. Nobody. But I was really excited because it fulfilled my heart desire. I wanted a worship session for my birthday. There was worship. And yeah, the big question, will you marry me? I mean, why not? I'd prayed, I'd gotten God's confirmation, I'd expected it. So for me, it was a dream come true.
Yeah,
Thank you. The most memorable moment from our wedding. Actually, I have moments, and I am going to just compress everything as one. First, I would say our photo session was one memorable one for me because for every of our pictures, it was a moment of seeing the love in my husband's eye. Yeah, I really enjoyed those sessions. And the nice one, or should I say another moment for me was the songs. I mean, we didn't have a reception, right? But even in our trad, oh my God, because they had always told me, even before we started courting, when we were just friends, they had told me for his wife, he already has a song he wants to sing on the wedding day. I'm like, and you choir master, I didn't even know I was going to be the one that's going to be getting that song. But I mean, even in the trad, my siblings, my parents, my family was like, your husband is romantic. It was really a memorable one. I was just blushing and smiling because I was very excited. Yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah. Very memorable. Like, it was, of course, memorable. So many things to look back at. I think I was not expecting it. That carrying, yeah, that carrying, and I carried that to my mom. Like I was not expecting it, like layabu and all. So like I was happy doing that. The another one is her mom backing me, and my mom backing her. Like I was never expecting it. I was never expecting, like it was just at her back. I was just like, I was just so relaxed and too many, and of course with my friends, merry men that came around, like it was, having them around was I can always think back and really they really made it made that a wow, and that's it. Too many things to think about, but let me know. Let me just stop there.
Okay, how has married life been so far? It's been blissful, it's been beautiful. I mean, sometimes I sit back and I'm like, why didn't we get married earlier? Really, because it's been beautiful. I, for one, has been someone who was at some point scared of getting married. Not to him, yeah. But when he came, we planned getting married October 2023. Yeah, that was our plan. But I tell you, at some point, like, no, why wait till October? Please, let's do May. Then later, we'll change it to April. And it's been beautiful all along. Very, very beautiful. When I think we did our 1 month anniversary. I was thinking, I'm like, I thought this when you get married, the first few times always stubborn. I'm like, oh, no, 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 it's not like that. This is different, and I would do this over and over again. Major highlights. Major highlights. One of the key highlights for me is cooking for my husband. I enjoy it. Like, I love it. I love it. For people that know me before, they say I don't eat well, even though I used to argue. But since I got married, I've been eating well. I've added weight, like 2 kg. So it's a progress report. And another highlight for me is the fact that I can be vulnerable with someone, just one person. I mean, I'm not scared of being judged. I'm not scared of being seen in a bad light. I can just bear with him. And the childlikeness we display when we are together. When I call him my baby, he's actually my baby. And when he calls me my baby, when he calls me his baby, I'm actually his baby. I can be a very, very childish person when I'm with my husband, and I love it. Challenges. What will be the challenge? I don't know really, sincerely. Maybe he will tell us.
Yeah, marriage is sweet too. Sincerely, marriage is sweet.
Very sweet.
Someone was asking me in church today, and they were like, "How is marriage?" I said, "It's sweet." I was almost singing, "Sweet, sweet." Like, no, 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 no. It's sweet. I think which day was that? No, no. I was like, see, I wish I had just done this like much more earlier. Like, though I had this mindset that my own marriage is going to be like, there's this mindset I have that my marriage, so, and I'm seeing it being fulfilled already. Like it's blissful. It's blissful. Of course, it's God. Yeah, it's God. It's not. Yeah, you can have the mind that this will go well, and you can have the mind. What of the other person? So it's like the two. Like there's this maybe because of the experience she has also had. So she has grown up in terms of my wife has though she has not get everything, no, but she has books like apart from that she has mentors, like, so, and so we were prepared, so coming in to the marriage was smooth, like it was smooth the first night. We were just so free, like so, yeah. So it marriage is beautiful. It's been beautiful. We will be 2 months next week, right? Yeah.
This
I
week,
wished
this week actually.
this January, 22nd. Marriage is sweet, and we can really say that two lovely, happy marriage exists. If you are looking for one. Number one, just like I've mentioned, we're at least prepared. Like we've gone through sections, trainings, and one thing I picked from those sections is being intentional. Yeah, being intentional, like about keeping it up there. I used to have this mindset that my marriage should be smooth, like nothing, love. So I have that mindset. That mindset is there. And during the sections, like us, it's not every time you have that, like, and that's where intentionality comes from. Like when you know that yes, this is this is my wife, like this is me, and that mindset is there that no, it will work. I made mention of having the same mind. If you have it, like you have that mindset that intentionality, it's good, but it is better when it is coming from the both ends, and that's actually what's keeping us. Like at times we want to okay, discuss, we have challenges here. You know that yes, we shouldn't keep it. Like I can clearly see that she's not happy with me, and I'm like let's talk about. We can talk and talk and talk. Yeah, we know that when we finish, when we just talk, to be over, and that's it. So intentionality is one of the things. Being intentional.
Okay. Another thing is communication. Being able to communicate effectively with each other. We're not there yet, or should I say I'm not there yet? Because I mean, even when we were cutting, it was one major assignment that I know my mentors were on for me. Like, Bukola, you need to learn to communicate when you are not happy. When you're happy, just ensure you are voicing out how you feel and not giving attitude or giving body language. So for us, being intentional with communication has really helped. Being able to talk to each other how exactly we feel about situation, about things. And another thing is openness. Openness has helped us a whole lot. He said we're not shy. Yeah. And building friendship. You don't necessarily have to be friends before you get into relationship, but once you make up your mind to say this is who I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with, it's important that you build friendship. Peter is my best friend. That is just it. Like, because I'm just being intentional about saying I'm very keen on friendship, right? But beyond just seeing him as a friend, he has come to be my best friend. I want to tell him every single thing that happens in and out of my life. And another thing that helped us is having the same mind. We have misunderstandings. I mean, it comes. But because both of us had made up our mind to say, this marriage is going to work, there's nothing you want to do about it. You can't go anywhere else. So we have that mindset. Both of us have agreed. And I remember telling someone recently, I said, if there's something that has helped us too, is the fact that we both agreed to say, as long as we agree on this thing, it's going to come. And so it helps us to also be in connection, even when we feel like we are getting far apart, we are drifting, maybe we've not talked, we've not done something, babe, we've not done this. I remember I was telling him something, I think 2 nights ago, because there was something we agreed to do when we get married. We started it though, but along the line, we've forgotten to do it. I'm like, babe, you've not been doing this. Okay, we've not been doing this. So we remind ourselves. And important thing is also remind ourselves of what we agreed to do. We have some things we've agreed to do that would spice up our relationship. We try to do it. Movie nights, date nights, everything. Just ensuring that we are not getting carried away with activities.
Yeah, let me also mention, we always make ourselves special, just like today. She got me a card. Like I was dressing up for service under my shirt. I just took my shirt and I was like, Happy Father's Day, like, and of course, you have series of like, so it's just being intentional, sincerely you know that I know that this is my wife. Like, this is my wife. Again, this is my wife. Like, this is me. If she's not happy, I'm not happy. That's like, so I do everything to just make sure that, yes, we are up there.
Okay, fine.
Number one, be sure that, I'm talking to Christians now, believers. Yeah, there are so many vows to marriage. I'm talking to believers now, like those who are saved and God is the director, let me put it that way, of their life. So God knows best, and be sure that God is actually leading you. Be sure that God is leading you. So when you have that mindset, that sincerity, God will lead you. Just be sincere with God, and He will show you His will, His ways. And of course, the fact that God said, this is the person, you need to also personally make it work. And that's the point of intentionality that we repeat it again. Be intentional about everything. Yeah. This particular one, this relationship, I was more intentional. And another advice is build friendship. Build friendship. It's either you marry your wife or you make your wife your friend. But for me, my friend happens to be my wife. So friendship is very, very important. I've come to realize that it's not even love that will keep marriage. It's not love. If you can love and the marriage will not. So many people out there, they love, there is this love, but they are not friends. So friendship, understanding goes a very long way. Apart from love, yeah, love is there. So be intentional about it. Number one, start with God. Be intentional, have the proper mindset, then go through mentorship. That was one of the advantage we have, and we have people even till now, and it's helping us. So,
Okay, another thing is trust. You need to trust yourselves. If you don't trust yourself enough to be open, you're going to have a lot of issues. Even there are things I don't need to ask my husband. He just tells me. I also tell him. I remember when he told me how much he was earning. It was at the beginning stage of our relationship. I did not see it coming, sincerely speaking. I didn't see it coming because I know I was expecting that, okay, maybe when we get deep into the whole relationship, I'm going to find out. So by the time he told me his own, see, what am I hiding? Every single thing. Even when I make mistakes, I still tell him. So trust. I trust my husband. So if someone comes to me and tell me, oh, Peter did this, I know what he can do. I know what he cannot do. 2, communication. You cannot thrive if you don't communicate. You cannot thrive if you don't communicate. And communication goes all around. It affects every phase. It affects every phase of the marriage. Then you need to build a prayer life together. I was speaking to someone and I said, see, when the Bible said, when 2 of you shall agree, that scripture also is important in your marriage. If I'm praying for something and my husband is not in agreement, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. So each time I want us to achieve something, I ensure that I buy in his idea, even for things that he probably would not want to support on a normal day. I make sure that I sell it so well, pitch that idea such that he agrees. Because one thing I know is, if he agrees and tells me this is going to work out, that's the end. And for every single time that has happened, I mean, we had countless, because I can worry for Africa. So anytime I get worried or bothered about things, I just tell my husband so that he can agree in place of prayer. We agree and say, God, this is what we want. It just works out so well. So you have to build a prayer life together, communicate, build friendship, and also do things together. Pray together, eat together, bed together, go out together. Even before you get married, go out together. There are some things you'll find out when you go out together. Because in the midst of communicating, midst of talking, you find out some salient point that you would normally not even remember to ask. I did a lot of questions when we were getting married. When we were cutting, I just wake up one day, say, babe, I have questions. So I remember one I did. Even me, I'm like, Bukola, try, but don't blame me. Like you said, I have plenty books. I've read a portion of them. So in my head, there's some questions you just need to ask. But even beyond the question, there are some things I found out just basically because we were talking, we're hanging out together. And another thing is, have a community of like minds. We have our mentor sometimes just invites us over. We have other Christian couples come around, and you see practical love being talked about, being lived out. You are encouraged and you are motivated to say, Bukola, this marriage, when you've entered it, it can work. All you need to do is just be intentional, have the right community, be prayerful, and in all of this thing, please don't forget God. Because if you do all of this thing and the God factor is absent, then what is the point? Yeah. How do we celebrate special days? Personally, I didn't grow up having. Okay, I think I did though. But I love to remember people's birthday. I love to make them special on their birthday, even right from my siblings, my friends. And I remember even your birthday last 2022, it was just a friend, but in my characteristic manner, I got him a gift. Yes. So that is something for me. Even with my friends, I ensure that their birthday doesn't go just like that. So for us, we then decided to be intentional with it for every anniversary we have. In fact, recently we talked about our courtship, we talked about the day he made it intentional. So those key remarkable dates, just try to make each other feel special. And his birthday happened to be May 1st, just after our wedding, and I retaliated. That's the word. I retaliated. It was so beautiful because he's a man of the spirit. I don't know how I was able to pull that surprise. Only God could have made it happen. And thanks to everybody that supported my ministry. So what we just do is just being intentional, and it doesn't have to be something expensive. Like you mentioned, for the Father's Day, I tried to think of what to do. I tried to even order a platter of food tray. It did not work. It's okay. I had a card that I bought I bought a card earlier, so I just said, okay, this is for Father's Day, and I just hid it under his shirt. Like when he's dressing up, he will just sit. And I also did a graphic design. I paid someone to do it. Just something special. And sometimes it is just writing a note in his lunch box. Just being intentional, I would say, is we don't really have we don't really have a work,
like
a structure, no. Yeah. But it's important that for every special occasion, maybe you're writing an exam, you pass an exam. Yeah. We was an agreement we had to say for every milestone, every win we have, we want to celebrate it, no matter how little. We just to go and buy wine. I think when you pass the exam, we bought wine and bought what else? Is it wine and something? But just to say, you have passed though. Let's celebrate it. So that's just it for us.
Yeah. So it's just. I don't know why this word is just keep coming. Intentionality, and like she said, there's no structure. It's just making ourselves special. Remember, I told you, I mentioned that we value ourselves, so we see it that way. Like, remember which there was one celebration for ladies. I left my office just to I will I think it was even I was looking for a after I got the food. Yeah, Women's Day. I was in fact it was on the park. This tissue paper they used to wrap
That's true.
spoon. I wrote something because I could not. There was no paper around. I got to the office. I was like, security, please, just give me a pen because it's not just the food. It's not about the food now. I want to make that dish like special, like so. And of course, I've done that many times. I go to our office, like with food and all. Personally, I don't like ordering food for her. Like I will send somewhere. I go no. I will go myself. I will carry the food. Like so, I take that pin. So that there was, and this one is special. So I had to write on the tissue paper, and of course, Valentine's Day. Yeah, I remember that was when I bought this watch, right? Yeah. Then cards. So we just make it special. It's not. It doesn't have to be expensive. But like today, now I was very very happy. Like I want to dress up and I found the card. Like no, it's beautiful.
Our future goals, our future plans. Yeah, we have quite a number of goals, and they cut across different aspects for us. We have our career goals. We want to get some professional certificates. We want to get into school and all of that. So that's for our career. And for our spiritual goal, we also have that. And for finance, we also have that too. And these goals, they are not, I mean, they are not cast in stone. Yeah, we have them written out, but we even had to review one, even as short as our marriage is. That's our financial goal. And it was initially, truth be told, when it said we should review, my mom like, why are we reviewing this? But thinking about it later, I'm like, this is a very wise decision. It's good to marry an accountant too. Their head is calculating. In fact, so that's just it. So we have goals here. Okay, sorry, my apologies.
Yes.
It's good to marry a chartered accountant. It's not easy. SFM, I know that course. Okay, so yeah, so we have goals, but I would not speak to them specifically because they are not cast in stone. We have them as speaks to childbearing, finance, marriage, spiritual. Yeah, we have spiritual. Talk about the goals can be in any facet really. So for us, we want to get more professional certificates. We want to have VGs. We want to do prayer work. We want to be able to save a particular amount of our income. We want to build wealth in this way. So those are some of the career goals and future goals that we have. And God being our help, we've been able to work. We are working on them. Yeah, we're not there yet, but we're working on them. But at the same time, we also review part time as the case may be. So that's it. What would have done differently during courtship? For me, we started hanging out well when we started. But as we got um, into it, yes, we got choked up with work, wedding plans and everything, and at some point, sincerely, we didn't even remember that we planned to be going I think every just fortnight Friday or something. We didn't remember because it was choking.
I remember them
So-
we meet like
Yeah, we meet after
like
work.
after work,
Just
Fridays,
we meet somewhere,
come back
talk,
together, yeah.
and come back together. It would drop me off first in my house before going home. But so I think that's something I feel would have done better towards the end when we were getting closer to the wedding day. We got overwhelmed. Yeah, we got overwhelmed with the wedding plans and we didn't remember to actually go out. But thankfully, in the midst of it, like he had mentioned before, I have mentors, I have communities because there are times it was even my mentor that will remind us to say, have you people been talking? Have you people been connecting? Yeah, doing those activities. We used to play Scrabble.
Yeah.
We also
Stop
stopped at some
yeah.
point. We'll play Scrabble online. It's in his house, I'm in my house, and we'll play Scrabble online. But we stopped because we were getting choked. So I think that's something we would have been more intentional about. But thankfully, we revived it when we got married because we'd see movies at home. With my husband, same movie with him. It's like, yeah, telling him to sleep. You're telling him to sleep. The last movie we had, I was here. Same movie, my mother was sleeping. So, did you even see half of the movie before you slept off? Then dates, yes, dinner dates. That's another thing we've also done. For the wedding planning, is there something we think could have done better? Sincerely, that wedding went even better than we planned it.
Actually,
One,
yes.
I didn't want a reception, or we didn't want a reception. I didn't want it initially. I was able to drag him into it, and everything we wanted to do that would have been done at the reception, we were able to infuse into our trad, our engagement, and it was so beautiful. One day event. I've never liked the one day events, but I did it. We did it, and it was beautiful. Yes, we did some things earlier that made it go smoothly. Yeah. So for me, I think that was just it. I don't think there's anything else that would have done better. It really went, I would say 99% as planned. 99% as planned. And we are really, really grateful to God, to our family, to our friends. The support was massive. I mean, it was massive. I'll just walk on the road and I hear people say, "Oh, Congo." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know you." "Yes, we know you, don't worry. Your pictures were everywhere." So this is us saying thank you to everyone that has supported us, that has prayed for us, prayed with us, gifted us, and we are grateful to you that God has used you for us, and we are sure that greater things that God has in store for us, it will bring to manifestation.
Yeah, I think let me also add that, because I'm just thinking like what would I have done better. The place of mentorship is very, very important. Maybe if there was no mentorship, maybe if we not had those sections, maybe we have more to say. But we've had stories like, thank God, let me mention the Ananis. They are just, they have had mistakes, so they could tell you and say, this is where we missed it, this is it, this is the, like, plain, blunt, how did they say it?
Blunt feedback.
Like, so we've had series of sections, like everything, sex, at the final section, come on. So everything was just, so by the time we entered the marriage, it was just smooth. And courtship too, yes, we have courtship with,
Church.
Then, so it was just
smooth. Thank you for having us, Debby and Vic. We are so glad for this opportunity, and we pray for you. We see what you're doing, and we pray for you that your home will continually be a blessing.
Amen.
Because I would say that we need more Christian marriages to be openly spoken about.
Yeah.
I, for one, was someone who was once scared of getting married, but at some point I got close to people who were living this life, and I saw that, oh my God, this married thing is beautiful, it's sweet. All you need to do is get started with God and with the right mindset, the right preparation, and you'll be fine. So this is us saying thank you for building homes. Yes, you are building homes by doing all you are doing, and we pray for you. You would not lose your reward.
Amen.
Your home will continually be sweet.
Amen.
Your heart desires to be granted.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
This is Bukola and Peter Olayioye, and we are saying thank you.
Thank you.